Welcome to the aftermath of Front Street Fights 33, presented by Project Filter. You decide when, we'll show you how. Visit projectfilter.org. I am Matt Johnson. This is Shino Van Hoos. What an incredible night we had here at Idaho Central Arena. 9 amazing fights. We'd like to take you through the results in the highlight now, as Shino will provide some insight. Our first fight of the night, 2 amateur debuts, Joe Hippler, Lucas Knovic. What do you remember from this fight? How impressed were you with 2 people making their debuts tonight?
Yeah, it was action from start to finish. They came out hot, finished it with a submission. It was beautiful. It was so fun to watch.
As Shino mentioned, it was a quick submission victory. Round 1, a minute 30 rear naked choke. The victory goes to Joe Hippler, picking up his first win in his first fight. Very young career, very promising career for both men. Moving on to our second fight of the night. This one, again, round 1 finish between Abe Parswa and Coulter Lee. A lot of fast, furious action in this one.
Yeah, started technical, picked up slightly with heavy hands from each guy thrown. It was crazy.
This one only took 2 minutes and 23 seconds into round number 1. The victory going to Mr. Abe Parswa in his second amateur fight, gets his first victory. Coulter Lee still searching for the first victory in his young career. So congratulations again to Abe Parswa. Round 1, 2 minutes, 23 seconds in, he gets the TKO victory. Our third fight of the night was between Brandon Henley and Donovan Jeffcoat. It was the heavyweight fight. Very impressive action between these 2 heavyweights tonight.
Yes, it was so it's so exciting watching heavyweights because they throw so heavy, and I just remember the amazing range control from Henley.
One thing about the heavyweights is it can either go the distance or it can end quick. This one went the distance. Impressive by both fighters tonight. As you can see, the damage to the face of Donovan Jeffcoat, courtesy of Brandon Henley. Again, first fight of the night that went to the judge's decision. It was unanimous in favor of Brandon Henley. Moving on to the fourth fight of the night, still in the amateur division, in the welterweight division. It was Sam Dietman versus Anthony Lee. This one was a very, very impressive back and forth fight, and we talked about it on the broadcast. If amateurs could be considered for fight of the night, this one might have been it.
Yeah, this one might have been my favorite fight of the night, to be honest. Kind of a controversial decision, if I dare to say, but nonetheless, great to watch.
You dare to say, I dare to say, a lot of people inside Idaho Central Arena tonight, I think, dared to say. You could hear from the response in the crowd tonight. Again, this one going the distance, just an absolutely incredible display of athleticism by both men, Sam Dietman, Anthony Lee tonight, improves to 1-0. Does Sam Dietman, that is. Again, it was a unanimous decision, somewhat controversial, and probably why fighters never want to leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great example of don't leave it to the judges. However, sometimes it just happens, right? You have 2 great fighters, and it just happens.
That it does. And moving on to our 5th amateur fight tonight, Brayton Jorgensen, son of UFC legend Scott Jorgensen, taking on Ariel Morales. This one very, again, exciting fight. This one goes the distance as well. What were you seeing throughout this fight?
I was seeing so many good scrambles, back and forth. Nobody let each other settle, and it just happened to be a back and forth grappling exchange, which we don't see a lot nowadays.
In the amateur bantamweight division of Front Street Fights, again, Brayton Jorgensen taking on Ariel Morales. This one, again, went to the judges, and the victory goes to Brayton Jorgensen, improving to 4-0 on his young career over Ariel Morales. Now, moving on to the pro portion of the card, a first in the history of Front Street Fights, a no contest very early on in the fight. It looked, from the 30 to 40 seconds that we saw of the fight, maybe a little bit longer, a very promising fight between Mitch Olson and Dathan Lloyd, and you're going to see it coming up here in just a second. An unfortunate low kick between the legs of Mitch Olson. And again, fighters are given, I think you said up to 5 minutes if they need a break. And unfortunately, Mitch Olson unable to continue the fight. So the judges rule this one a no contest. We talked to Vita after the show. Will we see this matchup continue to see what this fight could have been? We don't know. She'll look into it. I believe both fighters are probably game for this. If we can make it work out in the future, we hope, we would love to see it. Coming up next, it is Tommy Theokoris against Mike McDonald. Incredible fight. Mike McDonald took this fight on just 5 days' notice. Tommy Theokoris came in fast and furious in the first half of the fight. Mike McDonald came on in the second half of the fight. What were you seeing throughout this one?
I was seeing a trying to win the fight versus trying to win the match type of fight competition, and I thought that you could clearly see Theocaris gassing out, but finding his way to victory nonetheless.
That was one of the things that we talked about throughout this matchup was just Theokoris came out so fast, so furious, and seemed to, as you said, gassed out a little bit early. Mike McDonald seemed to stay in there, and his energy almost kept up as the fight went on. This one did go to the judges as well. This one was our second split decision of the night. Again, was it another controversial finish? That's not up for us to decide, but the victory nonetheless goes to Tommy Theokoris. He improves his record to 11-5. Our co-main event tonight, Steven Steinerwald, Enzo Perez. We could probably play one highlight, and it would be the whole fight between these two. An early shot to the left eye of Andrew Cruz seemed to impair his vision, and Enzo Perez, as you're seeing it, just kept his foot on the gas, did not let Steinerwald escape to regroup. He goes on to, again, we're probably watching the whole match right now, ends it in round number 1, just 39 seconds into the fight. Not the quickest victory we've ever had. I believe the record is 7 seconds, but nonetheless, Enzo Perez wins this one over Steven Steinerwald via TKO, 39 seconds to round 1 via strikes. On to the main event. It was the featherweight title fight tonight between current champion Andrew Cruz and his challenger tonight, Darry Alderman. This one was an incredible display of something right in your wheelhouse, jiu-jitsu. What was so entertaining between these two?
I think just the fact that they, and I said it during the broadcast, but just the fact that they canceled each other out, basically. We saw, Cruz had a lot of the control time. He just had answers the entire time, but could not find a finish. And I think just Alderman was able to cancel him out, and yeah, that's what we just kept seeing.
Withstand the storm is the pun you're looking for right now.
Yeah.
It was the unrelenting pressure of Andrew Cruz. He wanted to keep him up against the cage. One of the storylines we saw is as they were standing up trading blows, Andrew Cruz started developing a cut and bruise under his left eye that Alderman was dead set focused on and seemed to have a little bit of impact on Andrew Cruz, but nonetheless, the unrelenting pressure by Andrew Cruz keeping him up against the cage. But kudos to Alderman. Again, not at one moment of this fight was he out of it from any perspective. Could have gone either way. Exactly what you want to see in a title fight if you don't get a quick finish. Just a great display, both once they were standing up, but on the ground as well, too. Andrew Cruz does go on to retain his featherweight champion, improves his record to 10-6. Just absolutely incredible. Up in the air, down on the ground, all around. An incredible title fight tonight. And again, Andrew Cruz has held on to this title for quite a while now and wants to keep defending it. Will he stay in this division? He doesn't know yet. He wants to. A lot of questions to be answered. And those were all the exciting highlights from Front Street Fights 33. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight right here at Idaho Central Arena. We want to make you aware, if you don't know, the social media channels for Front Street Fights, where you can find out all the information for Front Street Fights 34. That is Facebook, it's X, it's Instagram, it's YouTube, and Snapchat as well. You see all the channels. Lock those into your phones. Follow along. Fight announcements coming from matchmaker Vita Arteaga. I don't want to promise soon, but probably soon. That's where you're going to find it. From all of us here at Idaho Central Arena and Front Street Fights, on behalf of Cameron Moore and Sheena Van Hoos, my name is Matt Johnson. Have a good night. We will see you next time for Front Street Fights 34.